Whenever you're ready, I am ready.
Good morning. Our group shows improving Pakistan's education system, and I'm Addison. This is Delaney and Taylor. It's no secret that in Pakistan there's an education crisis. The lack of resources has deprived many children of an essential education. School funding is a complication when it comes to higher achievement levels in school. Not only is the lack of funding an issue, but also the allocation of these funds, like where is it going? The distribution of available funds is critical. The problem lies within the government.
What is the Pakistani government doing wrong in terms of allocating funds for schools? Conflicts with the Taliban lead to more money being needed by the military so that they can better protect the country. A majority of the country's money is spent on the military. There is not nearly enough money being set aside for education. Schools are targeted by the Taliban because they are a symbol of the government. When schools are attacked, they need to be rebuilt, but there are not nearly enough funds available for this to happen in a timely manner. Political issues in the country must be solved so that the attacks on schools stop. Solving political issues with the Taliban will keep students and teachers in school and safe.
Due to the lack of funding for schools, the schools are not able to renovate, update, or expand their schools like they should. This is leaving the school environment to be very crowded and a loud place for students to learn. And in some cases, it's not safe for the students and teachers' health. Many of the schools also lack basic necessities like electricity, restrooms, and a solid classroom. In some cases, classrooms are makeshift, and they have plastic tarps for the walls and are small and cannot withhold all the students in the classroom. The teachers have to rotate within the different classrooms, and that was said by Joris Biorti, and this case was at Tanjai China High School in northwestern Pakistan. Due to this problem, students are not able to hear what teachers are saying and not able to see the board in the front of the classroom. This greatly impairs students' learning ability. Another ethical issue caused by the lack of students do not feel. Another ethical issue caused by this is that students do not feel safe coming to school. Due to the small number of adults and teachers, students are not being protected in the schools like they should be. The students are not only scared of militant attacks, but also of other students, like bullying, like they were talking about. And due to the lack of teachers and support for students, the student is not able to receive help or go ask for help or support.
Every year, the population grows in Pakistan. An article from 2001 stated that in Pakistan there are 8 births a minute. That's almost 500 births an hour, 12,000 a day, 4 million a year. And you need funds to build schools for all these children, and the funds don't match. The lack of money due to the population size is a problem. In recent years, the data shows that the government is trying to increase the funding, but it's not always a good thing. It nearly doubled in 2017 with an increase from 3.5 to 8.6 billion a year, which paid teachers more. The teacher salaries increased from $150 to $1,000 a month. That's an increase of nearly 570%. Despite the pay raise, teachers are still being absent from school. This calls for a different strategy for distributing these school funds.
How can a new funding plan improve the education system in Pakistan? By increasing the funds towards Pakistan's education system, implementing a regulation on the funds towards different areas in the school system, and making standards for schools and teachers, most of the issues mentioned before would be greatly reduced or disappear. Increasing the education system for students, increasing the funding for the education system for students is creating a better future for Pakistan, which in turn results in having well-educated students.
There are a few implications to our plan. For example, there may not be enough teachers, and the few teachers that are employed don't show up very often. Another issue is actually collecting enough money to make the plan run smoothly and using the money in ways that are beneficial.
While increasing government funding towards the education system in Pakistan would relieve most problems that they are facing, it wouldn't solve all of the problems. Due to the lack of funding would not be the only issue that would need to be resolved to have a better education system. You would have to end up focusing on other issues that would be necessary to fully resolve the problems in the system.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to turn it off if it wasn't. All right. Good job. All right. Addison, how did the group decide to include Delaney's perspective into the overall presentation?
Delaney did a political perspective, which really goes hand in hand with the government funding and like where it's coming from, where it's going, the money for the schools.
Okay. All right, Delaney. Describe an argument from one of your peers' individual reports that made you think differently about your team's solution or conclusion.
In Taylor's paper, she really included like the safety and the ethical point of view, and how more funding could lead to like, I guess, better safety features being included.
Okay. And Taylor, what is a way in which your team's resolution makes you think differently about your own individual research?
With our team resolution, it differed from my individual research because I more focused on if we increase the funding, everything would be solved, and with their papers brought a point of view that would not be the case, that you would have to focus on other things as well, like school safety and how many students are in your classroom. Not just adding more money would fix all your problems.
All right. Thank you very much.